With experience building in scalage and intelligent systems, Madhurima brings a deep insight of model AI and solutions. Today's discussion is on REC-based documents. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead. Go on.
Today's discussion is on REC-based documents, 11 system. This is exciting and it's a growing industry where leverage large language model along with a efficient data to create smart and accurate applications. In the section, we will explore how ROG works, why it's becoming a game changer in handling enterprises, and how organization is enhancing information assets decision making. So further, not dealing anything, we are. I'm inviting Madhurima Sit to take over for me, and up to you, Madhurima.
Thank you so much, Abhigyana, for the nice introduction. So, good evening to one and all present here. And today's topic is RAG-based document intelligence system. So, is my screen visible to you? Can you please confirm? Yeah. So, so in today's world, AI, we all have heard about the artificial intelligence. And in today's corporate world, it is just not a buzzword that we all are listening. It has becoming the core infrastructure, much like the internet we did in the early 2000s. And the companies across the industries are using AI to automate their work, they improve their decision making, and creating new products and services. But proceeding with the AI things, in AI, it's just not a word. There are a lot of architectures, lot of functionalities are behind the scenarios that we need to understand. And one such method is like RAG, which stands for the Retrieval Augmented Generation. So, what do you mean by RAG? What is RAG and why RAG? Any good guess? Why RAG? So, RAG is more of a retrieval and generation. One of the problem was like earlier models was like been trained in such a manner that it whatever the training data it has, it will generate reports based on those training data. But as the technology progresses, we need a single day up to date. And so the thing is now retrieval and generation. So what happens in retrieval and generation is that in retrieval, we fetches relevant real-time and domain-specific data. And in generation, we generate the outcomes based on this retrieval data that we have received. So now the AI models are smart, but they do not know everything in real time. It was happening like AI. When I'm speaking of just simple AI, it is a smart models we all know, but it does not give us every real time data. And sometimes it creates hallucinated, sometimes it started guessing, and it gives us confidently very wrong answer. To come across to solve this problem, the AI progresses, the evolution of AI started, and one thing we came across the retrieval augmented generation. So, so the retrieval augmented generation, it improves the accuracy, it reduces the made-up answers that I have mentioned, that the guessing answers, and it uses the latest information. So in a way, it has helped us in enhancing our business to understand the market trends, to compare with the competitive industries. Now, do we need to understand, like, RAG is something that we understand, like, yeah, RAG is something which it is like updating the data. Now, why we need RAG? What is the purpose behind this? For this, we need to understand about the AI agents and the agentic AI. Now, when we heard about the word AI agent and agentic AI, both the terms are quite similar, right? But we have to understand the difference between the two core terms. So when it comes to the AI agent, it's basically about a chatbot. Now, what is a chatbot? It earlier does. In chatbot, it was like the customer support bot is on. You a person asks, like goes on and have asked some questions, and it accordingly. it will answer. Then we have, so it is more about focusing on one particular topic, one particular uh, domain. So it has become a task specific. Then we have a virtual assistant. So virtual assistant, like we have Siri, so it handles multiple functions, but still wait for a command of a human. We have a personal tutor bots, like a data analyst bot. So it is a slightly smarter system. So it what it does is like it analyzes and it responded intelligently. But again, it doesn't take any kind of initiative. So again, the initiation part is upon the humans like us. The fourth is the access tools. So we have used an MCP. The MCP is kind of an open protocol that defines how data has been exchanged between multiple bots, how the inputs and the outputs will be taken into place. So in this, using this access tools, an AI agent, what it does is like it send mails, it called the APIs. But we need to understand here is that when it comes to the AI agent, a majority of a dependency lies among the humans. Like it is doing a particular task, that's fine, but again, the initiation purpose is the human. The conclusion purpose is the human associated with this AI agents. Now, as we move further into this AI domain, the progress of AI started, and we have now moved to the agentic AI. So, in agentic AI, we are into the autonomy. So what happens like you wanted to plan a trip to Thailand or to Mumbai, Goa, anywhere. So what it does like this agentic AI, you just give one simple prompt or to that AI like I wanted her to have a trip to Thailand. It automatically went on searches of flights for you, the best route, which is the most the hotels, then different without any kind of any further instructions. Like you have simply said that I wanted to visit to this place, but you didn't mention which way you wanted to go. Like you wanted to go by flight or you wanted to cheaper hotel or a luxury hotel, nothing. So it is a self-directed action that has been taken by this AI agent itself. Then we have is it is goal-oriented also. So now agentic AI, like earlier AI agents was like we have asked one question, it gives us some answer. You have initiated a purpose, it has done something. But when it comes to the agentic AI, they are just more goal oriented. Now, in a way, it's like it is not answering answers anyone. It is more like we need this outcome. Like I want as an AI researcher, we have an AI research bot. It will you told that AI bot to find out the latest trends of the like marketing or digital marketing. So it goes on finding out its intelligence in finding the answers along with the positive and the negative consequences, the outcomes. So it has become a goal oriented, a target oriented. Then we have to understand about the adaptability. So it is, let's take an example, like when it comes to the AI, agentic AI, what it does is like, it is going on finding out what is the latest trends the user is buying one particular product in e-commerce. And it is customizing its answer on the day-to-day basis. So it basically observes the market scenario, the latest scenarios, they learn and adjust accordingly. Then we have the reasoning, the plan and act. It's a self-management system. So when it to the self-management system, it's like it breaks the problems into the steps. Like we have examples of a latest um, debugging tools we have in our market. So what is this? Like just like a human, a coder is going to go line by line to debug the problem. Definitely, a human is going to figure out where the problem is. But this agentic AI, what it does is it will figure it out where the problem lies, and from their problem, it will break the solution into step by step and will come up with an answer. So again, it has been through the autonomous, goal-oriented adaptability and reasoning things together to give the developer the correct answer. So this is we have understood about the AI agents and agentic AI so far. Now, why AI agents need RAG? What is like we have learned about RAG? Why these AI agents? So without an AI RAG, an AI agent lies on the training data, like which can be outdated, and the input data. Now it comes to the user input can be very much incomplete. So you can say that information is very much shallow or it is very much wrong. Let's say I wanted to cook a dish, but I didn't mention what kind of a dish it is. So the AI agent doesn't know because it has the data has not been fed into that model. That is why the RAG come into the place. So the agent, what it does is it searches the documents, it searches the API responses, the databases, and all the relevant context related to it. So then it thinks and act based on those facts. So we now this is the upgraded, like the AI agent gets upgraded with the usage of a RAG. So we can think it is like we have this dish. We can think it as a kind of an autonomous oven. So what it does is this AI, so think like what it sees the dish, what kind of a dish it is, chicken, mutton, whatever it is, non-veg, veg. So in such scenarios, it gathers the real information and accordingly that context, it understands in which oven it requires. So it understands the context and then it acts. It automatically sets this temperature in this oven. So it is like seeing, understanding, and then acting, like which temperature does it requires. So this is how an AI agents utilized RAG. Now, what it comes to the agentic AI. In the agentic AI, okay, just a minute. Yeah. So in the agentic AI, um, yeah. So you can take example of a smart travel partner. Like the user requested on a Goa tour, then this agentic AI, it becomes a smart planner. So it has become a travel agent itself. It searches, discovers the flights, it books the hotel for us, they check the rating and compares. Then we have weather check whether this is the perfect time for us or not. Whether it is a like, the itinerary plan, the day-wise planning, the bookends, the monitor and adaptations. And here's the final output about what will be the day-wise, the activities they can do. So we have seen that this is a goal-oriented. It takes action, it adapts and deliver results. So an agentic AI does because of this RAG. Now, let's say you have a business plan. Now, what you have mentioned it to find a business strategy for your organization in corporate. So what it does, it retrieves the competitor data, it deals the financial data and retrieves again and again on a daily basis because everything is very much volatile. Everything keeps changing. So the agentic AI utilizing the RAG, it is updating every single seconds. So you are always upgraded with the latest news, latest informations in the market. It compare the trends, it identify the gaps, and it generate the strategies, and also validate the assumptions with another retrieval. So this is about with RAG. It becomes the answers has become more actionably intelligence. Now we can see as we move towards the RAG, earlier we have a RAG, now we have moved further, we have this agentic RAG and we have CAG as well. Now what happens in a RAG is like we have a popular tools like fine tone, hugging face. What it does is like the user inputs some kind of a query. It encodes, it retrieves the answer and it come back with a proper output. Now the thing is like the documents are the embeddings. So, what are the tools that we are going to use? It is just not an architecture that you are seeing. It is the evolution that each and every day is happening in the industry when it related to AI. First, we have seen RAG. Here, the tools that we have came across was the vector format. So, in just not like a normal database, it can hold the data. It needs some vector format. So, for that, we have embeddings. We have Hugging Face for this. Then we have a llama index, which is used for the retrieval purpose. So these are the tools which are associated with RAG. Moving forward, we have agentic RAG. Now, what is this agentic RAG again? Then we have, earlier we have one bots. Now we can have multiple bots working together. So it is like we can utilize Crew AI. We have LangGraph. For model reasoning, we have Claude. So we have cursor, we have codex that utilizes this agentic RAG. So the query decomposition is like where the user puts its query and agentic AI, then the agent plans and it iterates the retrieval. So in RAG, it was like it is iterating, but when it comes to the agentic RAG, again it is performing like it is fetching every single seconds. So it is in a very iterations and think it is in a loop. Then it utilizes its reasoning and synthesis, and based on this, it is giving us the answer. But it doesn't stop there. It goes on into a loop of the self-reflection, whether the answer that the agentic RAG provided earlier was correct or not. So it is into a refinement loop again and again. Then we have a CAG for the context-augmented generation, which stands for like when the user puts some query. So where happens, we have the context injection, like you wanted to pull emails, summarize your daily plans and status of a, let's say you wake up in the morning and you wanted to have emails waiting for you, and you wanted to see what is the priorities or what are the mails that you have received. So in context injection, what happened is that it pulls the emails and calendars of your system. Then it add history, where is the context expansion happens and relevant histories, what are the requirements, what are the priorities. And then it also having another interlinked phrases about the pruning phrases. What happens is remove the irrelevant context, and then we generated the clear output. And for now, we have models like the GPT 4.0, Gemini 1.5, Mistral, Cursor. It utilizes this architecture. So basically, we have find that it is how the AI system evolves from thinking to just working and more autonomously in day-to-day life. So we can understand how we can build one agent. So just a second. Pardon for the interruption. So agentic AI architecture. So when it comes to the agentic AI, we will be required LLM, and RAG is the knowledge base which requires an update on a very regular basis. Then we require certain tools that we have seen that we required like Creo AI, we require LangGraph, Lambdax, and then we have a memory, and everything needs to be in a very loop. So these are the 5 things which creates the agentic AI. So when a user inputs some data into it, so it will plan, it will decide, it will retrieve, reason, and evaluate, and the process continues. And for each and every process, you can see, but when it comes to the RAG, it is a knowledge layer. And it is one of the important core layer of the agentic AI. It is just not a concept, but it's an important layer which provides a real-time update and a domain-specific context. There we have a tools where it provides the execution, the APIs that we are using. It enables the agent to interact with the real world. Then we have a memory. It provides a user preferences. You have the vector DB. It stores the sessions, the past interactions, everything. And then it moves to the reflections, where it identifies the gaps or refine the plan. So here is the phase where the efficiency has been improved. So using this, the benefits that we have received is that we have become more scalable, we are up to date with this agentic AI, and it's more accurate and reliable because of the RAG, definitely. And yes, it is more transparent because of the retrieval sources and actions. Now, use cases we can use it in customer support, we can use in research and analysis, software engineering, enterprise, and the knowledge domain experts, knowledge assistants, definitely. So when it of our AI, so basically I have came across with a document intelligence system, like wherein we will be utilizing a user. So the user has put some queries into the front end, and it has its backend which has utilized fast API. Then we have a RAG pipeline. So what it does, like it retrieves the data. It is present in our vector databases, and how it does, it has splitted the entire, the PDF or the documents that you have been provided into multiple chunks. Then we have some prompt associated with it, and for loading the models and to retrieve the data, we have the models like Okra, we have GPT-4 API, and we have this indexing process. Now, what this indexing process is does, it is helps in chunking of the entire data into levels. And then we have a data resources which feeds the PDF into this model. So just a basic flow diagram for everyone to understand. So let's see what's waiting for here.
Just a time check. So you have 8 more minutes.
Yeah. So you can see this is the internal policies documents have been uploaded here. This is a few questions that has been asked, like what are the working hours. So everything related to the documents. Why we require this? Like we have in company, in organization where we have multiple documents. It's just from one document. There are more than 50 documents, 55 documents, and every year it is getting increased. Let's say you wanted to have some old records of this company. So when we feed data into this, so what this RAG model does, it fetches the data, no matter it is present data, it is past data, or it is going to be some policies need to be implemented in the future. If it is documented in that PDF, it will come up with the answer. So the user need to use this interface, need to ask the questions, and here is the answer. Uh, if only if somebody wants to change the interface, then also it's fine because the API has already been there for it. Like I forgot to apply for leave was absent, what happens? So it replies as per the policy that has been mentioned in this document without going thoroughly or line by line. What is the maternity leave duration? It answers. So yeah, this is all about. Uh, so yeah, anything, any queries I have loved to elaborate. I hope I'm able to deliver something to the team and to audience here present. Any questions I'd like to answer, or I love to interact your thoughts on AI, RAG, and agentic AI, and what are you are also doing. I'd love to know more.
Definitely, Madhurima, it's a great food for thought for everyone to take our imagination to the next level in this agentic AI, space. Great topic, great coverage. The only thing that I would like to probably open up the discussion is around how everyone sees agentic AI in the days to come or in years to come, right? When we see, like, in the name of AI, a lot of companies are actually reducing their manpower, right? And that continues even till today. And at the same time, we look at this as a kind of, pretty much a great intelligent platform, right? You showed how it brings that intelligence to one of your leave management system, right? You are querying your leave policy document and you are getting the answer without even going through the entire document, right? It saves time, it simplifies things, and so on. That is a very simple example that you showed. So my question to everyone is, how do you see agentic AI, how it is going to help you guys as IT professionals in the days, months, or years to come? It's a open question. Whoever wants to speak, please unmute yourself and speak.
Right? Audible.
Yeah, somebody saying something, but not very clear.
Yeah.
Speak up little
Karishma
loud.
this side, try.
Okay, hi Karishma, go ahead.
Yeah. So as a tester, when I look into AI or agentic AI, so nowadays agentic AI will help us to write a smart test case generation where we have to spend less time writing on the basic test cases. And in the automation era, we can have a self-healing automation where it helps us to, instead of going manually to change all the locators or web elements, it will fix us to auto fix locator. There it reduce maintenance effort, be it Selenium, Playwright, or Cypress, these frameworks. Also, we can have defect detection and analysis. We can analyze the defect pattern, and we can have the root cause better early if it's a UI or backend, and same as debugging time. So AI, like agentic AI, would really help as a QA on the automation, test creation, execution analysis, and it help us to focus more on strategy and edge cases. Also, like it will improve overall quality of the product.
Awesome. That is a kind of great piece of information, Karishma. It is very insightful. I think you just gave the example on how it is going to add more power to a quality professional or a quality engineer, right? So that's a great thing. Yes, absolutely. So similarly, for each IT roles that we have in the industry today, if we learn agentic AI in the right way, right manner, I think we should be able to bring more productivity, more savings to the organizations we work for. And for our customers also, we can bring savings, quality, and everything, right? It's not only testing, it is well kind of, applicable to coding, auditing, security, performance, shifting right in the production, doing the testing by agentic AI autonomously on production to see how the application is behaving, and beyond that also, right? So it gives a kind of full capability to control the application as a whole that you guys develop, right, and deliver to businesses or enterprises. So more power to you. So congratulations. Good insight. Thank you, Karishma. Anybody else wants to share anything? We have only one, suggestion or a question we can take probably.
So try Nagesh here. So while
Hi, Nagesh.
the kind of using those tools like Cypress or Selenium or whatever, but I think using RAG in whatever mode, right? RAG, agent RAG or CAG, and then agent AI, then agentic AI, we should be utilizing this intelligence to create a framework of our own, not rely on the already existing framework. We should create a very customized framework for our own, whichever institution it can be. We should be able to create a framework for our own and use it for our purpose. That's what I think is a step to take.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. To, keep the full control with you for that, agentic AI that you create, right? I think if you create your own app, you have your own backend, then you have full control, right, on what prompt to what you are generating, what you are executing. Everything will be in your control, right? Nothing is lost. So absolutely, we can give a shot to develop our own applications using this RAG CAG concept. Thank you. Any last minute thoughts? Anyone? If not, then Abhigyana, you want to conclude the session? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And thank you, Madhurima, for this wonderful experience and for the knowledge of how log is changing the enterprise right now. And thank you for the minimal knowledge. And thank you everyone here for presenting here and for a wonderful section. And hope I'm hope this section find you well and seeing you next. Thank you for being here.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Madhurima. Thank you, Abhigyana. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see you in the next
Thank you,
session.
Madhurima. Thank you, everyone. Good session. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye now.
Thank you, team.